Alright, what's up traders? It is finally here. The final 2 days I put off the FTMO, just releasing the final video here because that extra 2 days to just get a little bit more action, and didn't end up going for that all Hail Mary at the very end there. Just kind of did it very normally and basically what I would have gotten if I was just trading normally, because I am doing the mirror trading in my other account. I really didn't feel like, putting on a major risk on my main account just so that I can create kind of this entertaining content for you. I realized I could have just gone into the FTMO account and just fucked around with it, but didn't do that. So I'm going to show you guys kind of just a little bit of the couple of trades in the last few days. The past week or so has been a little bit just dull, a lot of really bullish moves in the market, so we've been really not trading as much as we optimally could be trading. That being said, we did make some trades, we did make a little bit of profit, ending the month in a happy note there. And if you guys are interested, I am going to post up that camping trip at the very end. Hopefully a little bit of clips, some nice scenery or something around where you can actually maybe enjoy kind of that content too. I'm not sure if you guys want to watch or not. That's why it'll be at the end. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this series was a little bit helpful for you. I was really just looking for something a little bit entertaining, and I was never fully expecting to actually pass the FTMO challenge. That being said, I think it was a roughly 10R return at the very end of it. So if I did increase my percent risk, then we could have actually finished it. But that's not the way I would have gone about it, trading with actually 100K of account. I want to just do this very normal without actually doing anything completely insane. That being said, enjoy the video. Alright, what's up guys? So it's now the end of the 4th week. I'm just kind of going to go over the actual only one trade that I basically took for the week. The week, since I'm focusing really on these US dollar pairs, specifically Euro USD and the Pound USD, we're seeing these massive bull market rallies. It's been so much going on in the news fundamentally that it's actually just a very difficult time for most people to trade, unless you're trading differently than your normal style, because this is definitely an incredibly different market. So it's not the best market to obviously be trading in for any means. So that's why we take fewer trades. I've taken a couple little ones here and there throughout the week, but we were really basically staying flat until the NFP. And the NFP I did talk about in a video, how I was going to actually be trading the NFP. There was 4 different strategies that I had thought about for the NFP to actually be able to go ahead and do it, but the only one that I do is basically just trading the trend, and we're going to essentially just look at this right here. This is the one trade that I did end up taking, and essentially what it was we were looking at the trend for the day. We saw that after the NFP release here at exactly 5:30 that it shot down to the downside, so we waited a little while. We looked for that pullback back to a zone of where we would be interested in entering in, and then after we started breaking down and reversing, once again I was watching this on the 1 minute here, I saw the breakdown, and then I was willing to then enter. Now my stop was a soft stop here, meaning that I didn't actually place a stop here. I put my stop above here just in case something crazy did happen, but I did want to actually exit if we broke this high. The only reason that I put the stop higher here is because I could have thought easily that when it did pull back here, it could have wicked to that supply zone, and then we would have continued down. So that's why I didn't actually place a stop there, but I did know that if we did close up here, that I was manually going to close it myself. Now we took a little bit off there, and then we targeted the actual this level right here of the previous breakout there, and that's basically exactly where it came to. I think we ended up taking it off just a little bit early here, closing off somewhere fully, roughly around this line anyways, and it ended up being about a 2.5 hour trade, I think, for what we were actually playing with. Let's look here, yeah, about 2.5 hour trade there. So that's essentially the only trade I was taking for the whole week, and that's completely fine. I mean, if you're able to get off like a 2% profit in a week, you're doing incredibly well. And it's best to just sometimes just sit on your hands and wait for something to happen, because you don't want to be trading every single market condition. So I'm not going to be posting the final results yet. I will post the end of the week profits right here so that you can see what I'm sitting at now on Friday there. And then I only have 2 more days of the challenge. So I think what we're going to do, since I'm not done yet, even though we're doing fine risking 0.5%, we should have done 1%. Probably it would have been done within the first 3 days, but that's completely fine. I think this is just more for fun, more for kind of entertainment factor, because I don't actually want to be trading the FTMO. I don't want to follow the news rules. It's not how I want to trade. I have my own money that I can trade with. So that being said, I'm going to be posting the final result there in this video on Wednesday, once we're actually done, and I'll show you guys in more detail what everything happened. All right, guys, so I'm just going to explain a couple of the trades that I took here on the final day. On the Monday, I tried to get some trades and nothing really worked out too well. Monday ranging, it's not the best day for me to be trading, honestly. So we had a small loss on Monday. That's fine. On the final Tuesday here, it's now June the 9th. You guys can see there. What we did was simply a scalp on the New Zealand USD, and I'll show you guys that in the FTMO in a second here. Basically, what we were just looking for is the continuation of this trend. And I started betting a little bit heavier now that I was just trying to hit that last little bit there, just to kind of show that we can make a decent amount of profit there at the very end. And essentially, it was very simply looking at this order block and following that trend. After the New York Open had come around, we saw a rejection on that order block, and this move up got eaten up just as quickly as it rallied, right? So it came right back down very quickly. To me, that's very obviously just a kind of a scam pump, right? If it's going to come back very quickly. So instead of waiting for the breakdown, which would have then been too late to enter, we would have really gotten a bad entry. I knew that on this retest here, on that wick back up, that would have been our entry there, right on the actual candle here, and we've got pretty much a perfect entry. I just slightly front run that candle body in order to get in, so we got a really nice entry with no drawdown for today, and essentially we put a stop just above this level here. And then we were targeting the lows. We took the majority off of it, and you guys will see in the FTMO that I think one of the profits got taken all the way back to break even, and then we just exited at like a $30 loss or something like that. But I think the total amount there was like 14, something like that. I'm not completely sure, but we'll see. The other trades that we were trying to get in on were a rally coming out of the Euro USD here. We saw, let me delete this one, we saw that this retest down here sweeping these lows. If I just jump to the 1 hour, it's a little bit more clear. This order block is what we were looking for. We swept those lows there quickly, and I told everyone in the Discord I was going to get in on an entry if we closed the hourly above. So once we closed the hourly above, it was actually like right about here. I was waiting for that long opportunity here, and this is kind of what I've been repeating to you guys, that we're not getting many opportunities to actually enter safely using proper trading tactics, right? At least my proper trading tactics. I don't like to FOMO in. I like to wait for the pullback of the untested level, and what we would have had to wait for is a pullback to this level before we could have gotten in, right, and put our stop a little bit lower here, and then gone for that long there, and that would have been a really great trade, and that possibly could have actually blown us over the top. Same idea, very similar idea, at least we're looking at use Swiss here, that we also did end up missing it, and I was just looking to continue that trend, and it basically just kept dumping the whole time. It kept making lows without retracing back up, and I wasn't able to actually get an entry on use Swiss on the New York session. That's all fine and good. Let's jump into the FTMO. All right, guys, looking at the FTMO end June 9th, you can see the final equity. We got roughly 50% of the way there. But if you're looking at the actual average loss, I was only risking 0.4% per trade. So my suggestion to you guys, if you're going to do something similar like this, if you're going to use a strategy that's basically how I'm trading, or my strategy exactly, you're going to want to use 1%. It's very clear. You would have passed this. I would have passed it actually twice. You can see it hit twice here. We hit 5,000 before, and then we hit it again at the very end. And you can see a lot of this data, it's skewed, I realized. I think I mentioned that to you guys before. I had a lower win rate, but because I took profits, it actually shows a higher win rate because every profit taking counts as a win. So your average profit is actually a bit lower than it should be. I think average profit was probably a bit more than that if you're counting all of the profit takings together. You can see this final day we made like 1,400, and I did actually dip down into the red there after that drawdown, just for basically one trade. And we went, you can obviously see this. I didn't talk about it last video, but I did actually show it in that last video there on the profits, that we did actually just dip down and then we rallied back up. And you can see the final profit is not actually the full amount that we're looking for, but obviously if you're actually calculating the amount of R that we got here, if you're risking 376 on average per trade, but you made 5,237 divided by 376, I actually made 14 R on the month. So that's actually a pretty good month. I consider that a really good month actually. If you're risking 1 or 2%. If you're risking 2%, you made 30% in the month almost, and that's really, really good, I think, by anyone's means. If you want to risk more using the same strategies as me, then feel free doing something like that. You guys will make a ton of money. Personally, I like to keep it down lower, just because that slow growth is much more comfortable with me. And I am, you guys, I talk about it a lot. I'm very emotional, right? So when I do go on a drawdown, as you can see here, I went on a drawdown there for about a week, and then we just kind of went flat for the rest of the thing before the very end. That would have affected me a lot more if I didn't actually just use the small percent wins, but we essentially hit 10% or 10R twice in the month. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know. I figure a lot of people, they're going to say, hey, you lost, you went into the drawdown. A lot of people might be kind of angry, but that's fine. You can see this last day here, we actually ended up risking quite a few more lots there. You can see NZD USD, that was my last trade there, and we made a pretty good amount of money there, so that you can see just kind of what's going on in that world there. But I think that's pretty much all you guys need to see about that. If you got any questions, obviously let me know. If you guys want to try this for yourself, I'm sure there's lots of people that are trying it in the Discord, and they've been posting and saying that they've been using the strategies that I'm teaching just on stream, even nothing like none of this private mentoring stuff. Stuff that I'm just teaching on stream, they're saying they're using those strategies and they're actually passing the test. I think some of these guys might be doing it lucky because they're doing it very, very quickly. Like they're doing it within a few days. So I do recommend just don't go nuts with it. But you guys can definitely try to see about if you can get it passed. Just be very careful, maybe start out with the trials, things like this first. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I think we're probably not going to do this again. I don't honestly want the FTMO funded account. I don't want to follow the rules. It's just a little bit extra stress on me. I know, you can make an extra, $5,000 a month or something like this. It's just a little bit extra stress, and I would rather just trade my own rules. I don't want to have to follow the news exactly. I don't want to worry about getting kicked off and things like this. So I think we're just going to leave it at that. And we're going to move back into the regular weekly vlogs after this. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys next time.
Won't you take me home? Give me wings to fly. We can run away. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can breathe.
Alright guys, just rolled up at the campsite here. It looks super cool. You guys might be able to hear there's been shooting in the background there. Some people got some guns, so maybe we can get some clips of them shooting some stuff. I'll just show you around the campsite just a little bit here. A bunch of people are still rolling in, so we're gonna set up a little bit and see if we can have a little fun tonight.
What the fuck?
Alright guys, I missed the shot, but we were trying to make a bridge because half of our group is actually on the other side here. They all have Jeeps. But we were able to make a freaking bridge with 5 of us guys. We dragged that log from across the river all the way here and then twisted around. So you guys can see we have a friggin' makeshift bridge so we can go hang out with the rest of the group. Man, that was a lot of freaking work.
Dude, come on over. Holy fucking, come to the bridge. Oh no. The bridge, we gotta do that bridge drunk, I bet. Yeah, they're good.
Alright guys, the worst thing freaking happened last night. That bridge that we made back there, we crossed back over it last night and Ash actually fell in and she's got this super heavy sweater that soaked up all this water. It's like 30 pounds. So normally she would be able to stand up and just be able to get out of the water, but you see how strong the rapids are?
And she an extra 30 pounds like on my body, like oh god, I can barely stand up.
She got sucked under, and then I had to jump in, and now all of our clothes are all wet. She's got a huge cut on her knee and everything.
We'll get a shot of that later.
Yeah, maybe I'll show you the knee later, but
I was like bleeding, blood everywhere, like stained my shoes.
Everyone was freaking out because it was the middle of the night.
The sweater tried to kill me. Listen, I was fine.
Who wants to play beer ball? No one to do, it's just beer ball. It goes 1 and then 2, you just beer ball. It just goes in the cup, you just throw it in the cup like that. Don't film this, it's not, cut it, we'll replace it with another shot. That went in. Oh, I guess in the end.
No, well, it started recording.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh fuck, here we go.
Yes!
Cut the
Go, go, go! Fully under, fully under. Oh!
And she went backwards. Backwards.
She's still in there,
That's
too.
his style.
Crazy.